Who's MackTen? Nobody really. I'm just another StarCraft fan, Diamond League player, Tempo listener, Day 9 watcher, Destiny streamer, that kind of guy. You know, the kind of person that on their Friday night comes home and says, I wonder what's going on Reddit. Which is why I also chose Reddit over Team Liquid to really post this video. And, but let me get to what this video is. I'm a big StarCraft fan, and I'm a big fan of this community, and I really just wanted to put together something for this community that I've taken so much from as a lurker on every single forum you can name. You know, Team Liquid, Reddit, just the obvious two. The list goes on, and I've watched 100 or 200 episodes of Day 9's daily. I've watched countless hours of Hero, Destiny, In Control, whoever streaming, and I just really wanted to give some content back to this community that means so much to me. So I've decided to do two little series. One of them is going to be this one, the Past, Present, and Future series. As the name would suggest, if you didn't hear it, or you didn't see it above this video, it's gonna be
Tempo going into this game, and I've never been a newbie. I don't want to start now.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So that's my first episode. I'll get to the interview in just a moment. This format's basically gonna be me, little introduction. Bulk of it's gonna be an interview, and then me with a brief conclusion. And that's how I want to do this. If Reddit likes it, if you, my fellow StarCraft fans, like it, I'll make a bunch of videos like this with whoever I can get to do the interviews with. And the second one is one I'm going to do called In Focus. And In Focus is something that's a little more complex. It's something that's just going to be me talking, showing figures. It's going to require a lot more multimedia editing on my part, and it's something that it's going to entail. Like, for example, my first one is going to be a lot of different stuff. My first one is called Tilt in Music, on StarCraft, or StarCraft in Music. I don't know what the title's going to be, but it's basically going to be an article about what kind of music do you listen to when you play StarCraft, and does it, or when you ladder specifically, and does it cause you to, do you rage a lot, or do you not rage at all? And I'm seeing if I can find correlations that might indicate causation between listening to, let's say, death metal while you're laddering, or listening to happy hardcore techno. And I'm going to try to get a survey through Reddit, maybe through Team Liquid. I don't know, I'm a little bit, Team Liquid's kind of formal for me. But, I'm going to try to get some information on that and make a presentation to the community. If it comes down to it, it might just be a text presentation, like a big forum post on Reddit. I don't know where it's going to go. But anyway, let's step right into the first episode and my interview with Tempo. Oh, and one last thing before I change the webcam. I just got a new webcam. My webcam was absolute garbage during this interview with Tempo, and so I'm sorry about how ugly my face looks, as it was pretty to begin with. But anyway, I have a new cam now, so that will be the case in all the future videos. I'm very sorry about the last one, and I hope you enjoy.
So, I'm really honored to finally be able to get this interview with you. You're obviously someone that a lot of people in the StarCraft 2 community really know about, a lot of people on Reddit. Team Liquid I don't know as much, because I personally don't look at Team Liquid as much, because I feel like Team Liquid's a little bit formal versus Reddit's sort of like, I mean, you know, balls to the wall wide open on Reddit. Nobody really gives a damn. But so I have a few questions for you.
All right.
You know, first three, you know, basic three. Who are you? How old are you? And where are you from?
Hey everybody, my name is Tempo. I live in Boston, Massachusetts, around the area, and let's say I do StarCraft parodies. I don't know if you've heard of them yet, but I do a few of them. Thank God for Day 9 was the first one that I ever did, and When I'm Grandmaster is the most popular one. And, you know, I got a few on the underground projects as well, but, you know, all I do is Stim, and a few other ones. I just like having fun with music and StarCraft. So.
That was actually, thank you very much, because my next question was actually going to be, which was your first song? And, so you've already answered that one. How many songs?
Psychic, man.
How many songs have you produced now?
I don't know the exact number, but I want to say, like, I think I've double-digited it. I think I have. I want to say 11.
11.
I want to say, yes.
That sounds
I
about
believe
right.
so.
I know it's at least like
I don't want to
9 at the lowest. Just from the numbers that I've looked at in like the past 3 days. See, the difference between you and the difference between Husky StarCraft is Husky makes songs about units that you hear once and you're like, that's kind of neat. You make songs about the scene that people would play in their cars. Like, Husky's like, that's kind of a cool video. There's a fucking Baneling and Justin Bieber parody going on. That's awesome. They already have original pieces, not just... It's cool to make a parody. You know, we got Fun Day, Monday, Friday, but it's really something when you write your own lyrics and you produce your own stuff, and you produce the beat, you produce everything, like for Just a Wish. Just a Wish
for
is one of my favorite
most of the originals, and also there are producers I work with. I don't know if you've ever heard of Underline Entertainment. They did like the Overrun This Town. They did the Fly Like Ire.
Yes, I know. I was about to say they sound familiar, but I know both of those that you're talking about.
Yep.
Both those songs.
Yeah, so, and then obviously the parodies are mostly just karaoke stuff. Actually, like speaking of Husky and them, I actually was compelled to do songs after listening to those ones, you know what I mean? And there's another guy, Suspense, he did the Day Night Made Me Do It, and...
Yeah.
It's hearing those that kind of made, I'm like, you know what, I think I could do a few of these too, it's like it sounds like a fun thing to do, and the videos are always hilarious, and the community seems to accept them a lot, like, with open arms every time, so.
Oh my god, I mean, sometimes if I listen to that song, usually I listen to, and by that song I mean either Just a Wish or When I'm Grandmaster, and I'll listen to it, I'll get on the ladder, it'll be stuck in my head, I'll type in the first line to one of the songs, and a random person from God knows where pumps out the next line in the song back to me, and I'm just like, that's... I mean, the people...
Those are fun.
The people, like, not everyone that owns this game, because so many millions of people own this game, but the people that own it and did more than play it for a week in the single-player mode, people that played it for more than 2 games on the online mode, cried because they lost and kept playing... The people in this scene, they know who you are and they know what your music is, and it's great.
That's a big thing to me. As far as, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I had to speak on it. I'm like feeling the emotions all coming in already. But on Twitter and as far as Facebook and even in game, I'll get people that come and they're like, hey, are you real Tempo? And like, yo, like I love that song. And like I'll get a message on YouTube like I was about to quit the game, and then I heard When I'm Grandmaster, and it inspired me to ladder it out and hit that button. And it's the things like that that really inspire me to at least continue to do it. The support, I usually give out all my things for free as far as downloads. And it's just to get that feedback, especially from the community. I like going to events and having people, come up to me and say, like, hey, man, I really appreciate what you do. And it's like that feedback that it's hard to explain, but, I mean, you probably just tell by the way I'm talking about it, you know what I mean? But it's really nice, I'll tell you that much.
I saw a brief clip of you at of the IPL video where you were performing When I'm Grandmaster, and I could see the energy and I can see the emotion in you when you were performing that song, and I just wished more than anything in the world that I could have been there to see you perform that live. That looked like it was an amazing time.
It was fun. That whole event was awesome. And then getting to see it. If you've never been to a StarCraft event, I really encourage you to go just because of how open it is. And, you go to like a football game or, a baseball game or whatever, and you don't really interact with the players. You don't get to really see them at all. But, going to those events, getting to see everybody is pretty awesome.
That's another thing that that's really unique to our scene. Something I love about the scene. I was looking at your Facebook a month or two ago, and I was looking like all the pictures of you with all of these people that are legends to me, and legends to everyone I know who plays StarCraft, like In Control, White Raw, all these guys.
Uncle Raw, man, Uncle White
Raw, teach me special tactics when you're done drinking. Which, by the way, is my favorite part of that song.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite songs to do.
Personally,
definitely.
There was one day I lost 13 games in a row, and 13 games is a load for me to play in a single day. I lost 13 games in a row, and I was feeling really bummed. I listened to When I'm Grandmaster. I was almost in tears. I went to bed, woke up the next day, and played 35 straight games, and then the next day I was Diamond League. And
hey, man.
You know
maybe that should work for me. I should try that.
You like as you said about Day 9, you know how to make a hobby last.
Yeah. That's the
But,
big thing about it. I wasn't even into StarCraft, you know? Like, I had no idea I knew what the game was, but I wasn't even at the level it is now. Like, I watch GSL. I've had a few nights where I stay up at like 5 o'clock in the morning watching Code S, you know, and I don't think I do that for any other sport, you know, anything. I mean, granted that sports aren't usually played at that hour, but it's a passion, man, and it's a really nice scene, and it's very entertaining to watch, and, you know, I like playing the game as well, so it's kind of a win-win-win-win-win situation right there.
Personally, I've never really followed big-time sports. I've never been someone that, I don't even know all the teams in NFL, NBA. I can't mention all the teams. I can probably mention like a third of them at the most. And I went to people, like I have friends that went to UVA to play football on full scholarships. Like I know people that are big into these sports
Yeah.
that I still talk to, and I don't know anything about them. But I know all these guys from like the no names up to the big names. If I have a conversation with a grandmaster in StarCraft 2, I feel like I just talked to Michael Jordan and asked him how his day was. It's insane.
Even I fanboy a bit when I see these people in person, and it's just like, whoa. Hi.
Oh my
I'm
God.
Tempo.
Huck, can I get your autograph? Like,
You know? They're really, like, a lot of them are really great people, too, that I've met. I don't think I've met, like, in person, at least, like, a bad mannered, even people that you might think are bad mannered on stream or whatever. But, I've not got any, you know, someone to brush me aside and be like, oh, who you scrub?
oh, you
know?
haven't met Deezer yet.
Oh, that I haven't, though. I don't think anybody in the world has him. I don't even know if he's a real person.
I know, right? I mean, he's got the same ability to manipulate the English language as a machine does in a French-Canadian accent. And I'm sure Idra can tell you a load of Protoss French-Canadian jokes. But,
Oh, God.
Moving right along,
Indeed.
what really got you started in StarCraft? What got you into this scene? What drew you into the pro RTS scene? Were you big in pro gaming before StarCraft? Like you mentioned, you kind of weren't so much. At what point, when did you become part of this scene, and what drew you into this StarCraft scene?
All right, so I think back in about July, it was during the the King of the Beta tournament that Day 9 did. Actually, if you listen to Thank God for Day 9, the song, it's pretty much a little mini biography of how I got into StarCraft. So my friend actually introduced me into the game. You know, they've been trying to get me to play the beta forever, but I just didn't understand it. You know, I didn't really have time. I was like, I don't want to learn a new game, and he's just like, dude, you gotta play this game. And I'd watch him play, and I wouldn't know what the hell was going on. But he showed me Day 9, you know, and I was just watching the daily, and he's like, dude, just watch this. I swear, like after this hour, you're either gonna, you know, make your decision, like yes or no, you like this game or you don't. So I watched it, and I was really like, you know what? This actually seems like a pretty damn good game. I think it was about, I don't know how many weeks before the actual game came out. I think it was like a week, about a week. It was literally a week before it came out.
I was about to say it was July 27th, 2010 that it came out, I think. Don't hold me to that.
Yeah, and then, my friend, you know, he showed me the daily, and we would watch the King of the Beta together, you know, and I'd be at school. No, I would be, you know, in my room watching it, and then he would be at his house and would be on like TeamSpeak or Ventrilo and just talking about it, and because he would explain certain things to me that I had no idea what was going on, and you know, just after a while, I would watch the daily pretty much on a daily basis without even playing the beta at all. And I had no idea what was going on, but over time I started, you know, understanding the game. And then when I first picked up the game, I just started playing it, and I would play, like mass games. I would just play a straight and bronze, straight to ladder. I don't even think I beat the campaign before I started laddering, you know what I mean? And, I sucked. I'll tell you that much. I was terrible, man. I had never played any RTS before it, except for maybe like single player campaign of Brood War, and you know, I didn't even make it through the whole thing. I just, you know, I wasn't really into RTS that much, and you know, I think having a friend there to explain it and kind of watch it with you and just explain certain things when you're getting frustrated or you don't know what's going on, and his name was John. He's like I still play with him all the time, so having somebody does help a lot to have some kind of gateway to get into it. So I'd say like John and Day 9 are my two homies right there. So, you know, watching the dailies, I started to not necessarily need him to explain things, my friend to explain things to me. So I started, you know, learning different builds and different units, and there was a point where, you know, I was playing the game, and I'm looking at every single description for every unit, and I'm losing games constantly because I don't know what the hell anything does. And over time, just the understanding came, and it kind of took off from there, you know. It wasn't until like 6 months after that I even did the first song. You know, I'd been playing for a little bit, so it's pretty cool how it all started out, just with a friend being like, hey, check this guy out, Day 9. And if you like this at all, then maybe you'll be doing song parodies in the next few years.
That's pretty amazing. It was probably it was almost a year ago that a friend of mine referred me to Day 9, or his daily, and I watched it, and the first day I watched it was Fun Day Monday, and of course, I mean, it was love at first sight. I was sold, man. Fun Day Monday. To this day, watching Fun Day Monday every week. And so from there, I Googled or YouTubed Day 9 one day, and there was Thank You Day 9, which you had done, and that's actually how I discovered you. It was probably, I want to say May or June at the latest of 2011 when I first saw that video.
Yeah, I did it. My first song was in January, so, and it's been about a year, man. It's been about a year and a month since I started.
Yeah, you've come a long way in that 1 year. I mean, just like seeing the number of views that you've got on like When I'm Grandmaster, and just the incredible fan base you have, especially among people like me that wake up in the morning and say, I'm gonna ladder, and whether or not the mouse clicker finds its way to the find match button, whether it finds its way to Hero's stream, or whether it finds its way to Day 9's show, you know where I'm getting at.
I know exactly where you're getting at, man.
So
I feel the same thing, man.
Now we got those were sort of the questions about you. Now we've got some fluff questions for you. First one is,
bring on the fluff.
What's your 3 favorite players for each race? And you can throw in a 4th one if you've got a favorite player that plays random.
Okay. For each race, my favorite Zerg player would probably be, I'd say Stefano. I don't know, I mean, I love watching him play, and I hadn't even really heard of him until the IPL. My Protoss player, oh man, that's a hard one. Because I used to play Protoss before Zerg, and I have like this whole group of Protoss players that I have a huge thing for.
I know what you mean. I've got, like, you know, Huck, Nanny, White Raw, Grubby Feet.
Uncle Ra, man. I'd have to say my favorite player is probably White Raw, you know what I mean? He doesn't have the best results, obviously, but oh my god, he's the most mannered person I've ever met in my life. You know, and he's always happy, he's always smiling, he does like these goofy things. When he went for like a swim in a pool, you know, before his match at, I think it was at NASL, at the NASL finals. And he's just this character, and he's awesome. He's an awesome person, and he always seems to be happy, and his playstyle is amazing too. You know, he's really entertaining to watch. If I had to split it though too, I would probably put Hero in there as well. Yeah. That's a recent one, you know. As far as favorite Terran players, I think the Muslim is probably my favorite Terran player. I've met him as well, and he's really awesome. I mean, I think I relate a lot of the gameplay and like their actual personalities, and I put them together as far as, you know, seeing who's my favorite. So I'm not gonna obviously pick the best player, you know. I just have these different mixes that kind of contribute to that decision to who's my favorite. So I think the Muslim. I'm watching him ladder whenever he does get to stream. He's a beast, man, and I don't know if I don't think he's underrated, but I think he definitely deserves a lot more attention. He's really, really good.
I agree with you. I feel like, specifically with that last part, I strongly agree with you, and I feel like Dan Muslim kind of disappeared for a month or two, and whenever we do see Dan Muslim, though, you either hear nothing about him, Or
Yeah.
it's sort of like how people talk about Bomber. It's like he's been training, he's been showing really tough results in the preliminary rounds. This
Yeah.
guy's going to be someone to be afraid of, and he's one of the best American Terrans, I think. And like I said, favorite player, it's like obviously not who you think the best is, because that cuts out 90% of people. It's like, alright, so who was in Code S yesterday?
Yeah, you know. Just
So
like a player on IM that comes to mind. Mr. MVP. I mean,
I was about to say,
he's
so
obviously like.
So for your favorite Zerg, it's either Lenok or ST.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I definitely put both factors as far as their gameplay and my impression on them from, you know, at least talking to them maybe, or just on Twitter or seeing whatever they do whenever they stream, how they stream, their style, if they commentate while they stream. You know, there's a lot of different factors that factor that opinion.
Definitely, like Grubby, he's got a good personality, and his playstyle, his macro playstyle's fun to watch, and the way he commentates his stream, you know, there are a lot of factors that really, you know, make people say, I really would rather be watching this guy stream over this one. It just comes down to which player are you more in love with. But anyway, moving right along,
Okay.
the next fluff question, drum roll please, is what is your favorite StarCraft 2 unit, I have to ask?
My favorite
Your
StarCraft
favorite
2
unit.
unit. Dude, my favorite unit is the DT. I think hands down the DT is my favorite unit. I don't want to make you It's just one of those, I mean, when I used to play Protoss, right, it's one of those units, right, that it draws a reaction from, like, a BMing player. It's just like that unit, like, you know, you sneak in, you're feeling all sneaky, you take the probe out, you go and you put the pylon, it's like this huge process, and you're like, alright, this is gonna work, right? And if his depot's down, or if, like, there's one mistake, there's no turret, something, you know, that is not in place, that DT is gonna do so much damage, and, the reactions that you get, like, oh, wow, you would use that, you knew, oh, what a terrible, oh, that's not a good macro build, you're such a cheeser, oh, like, I think the DT is my favorite unit, just because I've got to play with it, and, it's just a fun, I don't know, it's a fun unit to use.
It's the DT, I gotta say, it's a great choice. It's one of my favorite units, and it's actually half of my favorite build in PvP. I've developed my own build. I actually taught MC how to do this build, and he used it.
Oh, yeah?
I taught MC how to use this build, and he used it unsuccessfully in the finals of MLG Orlando. It's called Cannon Rush Transition to Dark Templar.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised.
Very legit strategy.
It's hilarious. Sometimes I'll do it. Cannon Rush goes horrible. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just make DTs. And I'll make DTs, and like for some reason the guy's like, well, I didn't need to make a robo.
So yeah, a lot of people think that once the Cannon Rush fails, it's just, well, a lot of people will be like, oh, he's gonna Void Ray, you know, a lot of people do the Void Ray out of it.
Yeah.
So, they don't have detection though, man.
It's great.
Slice. It's just that sound, man, it's the most devastating swoosh.
As soon as there's, I forget what game it was, but there was one game I saw, but between Hydra and I believe it was Huck. It was back it was, since they were playing on the same team, Team EG, and it might have been Huck Hydra. I think it might have been another pair, but one of them went DT, and as soon as the first, like, it didn't even hit the first probe, it was just Hydra caught a glimpse of the blur following his probe.
Yep,
there was no Evo chamber, there was no layer, and he just typed GG and quit the game.
GG. Yeah. It's that, man, it's powerful, man.
So what's next
Gotta
for
watch
you?
out.
And can we expect more of this great StarCraft theme music in the future?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm actually working on 2 songs right now. One is an original. It's produced by somebody else. His name is J Rum, and it's a Zerg song. Alright, I'm gonna keep this one on the low a little bit. It's a Zerg song, you know, because I feel like a lot of my Zerg buddies and brethren have been disappointed in me because I haven't made a song directly related, except for Overrun This Town, which was with Underline. But I haven't had like a tempo song that is, you know, for the Storm. And I'll reveal little details on that as the time goes by on Twitter and Facebook, but the one that I will reveal the details on is the song about ladder anxiety. And I feel like it's a big problem, or a big, what? I don't even know the word to explain it, but it's a big thing.
It's an epidemic!
Yes, there you go.
It's a disaster!
It's a catastrophe. It's just that, you know, these people, you know, people that really, really get it's like I've talked to some people. He's like, dude, man, my palms sweat and I shake and I just don't want to hit that button. And I'm just like, man, you know, sometimes you just gotta just breathe in, breathe out, and just, you know, the only way you're gonna be able to improve is by hitting that button. So I kind of wanted to add a few little, you know, comedy elements, but still give a good kind of inspiring vibe to it as well, to have people just hit that button. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that epic speech that was posted on Reddit about that, you know, that kid. I don't know if you've seen it. He was like, oh, just, you know, just hit that button, and you just gotta hit that button, and, you know, just no matter what, even if...
I might have seen it. I saw one guy did, he just posted a picture of the Find Match button at the start of last season, and it was just all capital letters, push it, and it was upvoted to the front page for like a week. You know?
But I get it a lot, and people are just like, I'm afraid to ladder. And I'm like, you know, what's the worst? I said, what's the worst that can happen? And I guess maybe, I mean, your computer might blow up. I mean, Blizzard might call you up and, you know, take your game away from you because you lost so many games, but that's probably the worst thing that can happen. But I don't, you know, you can always go out and buy another game and you'll be perfectly fine, but I just feel like this, you know, the downfall of some people that just, it hurts me so, man. It hurts me so. So I just want to put my input on that specific situation that some people seem to be in, and kind of, you know, give them a nice little boost and say that, you know, it doesn't really matter. Just hit it up. You're going to improve. You're going to lose. You're going to learn from your loss, and just, you know, just play. It's just a game, so.
Awesome, man. Personally, I gotta say that the subject of ladder anxiety and doing a little piece on that is absolutely thrilling to me, because I'm one of those people. I don't get the anxiety so much anymore, but if I lose 4 games in a row, it's like I just totaled my car. It's like the worst day of my life. I go to work and my boss is like, God, you look like shit. Like, I lost 4 games.
What did you
I
do
got
last
won by 4 guys.
Yeah,
no,
man.
I totally understand, man.
And I mean, I understand it as well, like where it can come from, because I mean, StarCraft is a difficult game, and sometimes you feel like you did everything right, and just, you know, you get edged over, or you'll get cheesed in some certain way, and it's just frustrating losing in a row, you know, and feeling like you're not improving.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's just one of those things. I mean, yeah, everybody I think goes through it to an extent. I mean, I know I do as well sometimes, but I just hit that button, close my eyes, and just hit it, and then I'm in the game, and I have to play. So. Then I give them out.
Yeah, I mean, Day 9 drank a Red Bull and threw up in the World Cyber Games in 2005. Like, I mean...
Yeah.
And there's actually a video of, like, I'm pretty sure he mentioned that in Day 9 Daily 100, which is another tearjerker, and it's one of the reasons I don't think I'd do a piece like this with Day 9, because Day 9 can tell you more about Day 9 than I could ever tell you about Day 9. But, I found this video, and I don't know who made it, but somebody filmed a lot of the events at the World Cyber Games 2005 and put it on YouTube. And
I know what you're talking about.
There's like an interview with Day 9 when he was like, when I would have been 15 years old. I'm 21 now. This is 7 years ago. And he's going, yeah, I just threw up.
I know.
I'm feeling a lot better now. I think I'm going to go win the World Cyber Games now.
Yeah. It was with, like, Artosis as well, that one, right? It was like a little documentary type of,
Yeah.
I saw that. That was really awesome.
It was like almost like he found a whole bunch of pieces of film that were just sitting around, and he sort of mashed them together with transitions into some sort of coherent thing.
Yeah.
But it was great.
And it came out really good. Yeah.
Like, the thing I was just fascinated with was the footage, and that is one of those things that now that the scene has arisen, that is a historical and iconic piece of our history. Yeah. Tasteless casting his first game. Holy fucking shit! The casters, the 2 guys that cast the GSL every day, the guys that cast the most prestigious tournament.
Back when they were wee little nuggets.
Yeah, when they were like you and me, when they were like lower than you and me, when they were like, I think, well, the guy that normally casts the UFC fights is doing this, and those Marines can shoot up, down, and all around. I wonder if they'll let me do it instead. And he convinced him, and now we have Tastosis.
And I think it was kind of cool, actually, to see that YouTube video, because it was after I saw the Daily 100 as well. And it was kind of like, you know...
Same. You knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Oh, I wish I knew the name of it, but if you guys search on YouTube for like World Cyber Games, TempOStarcraft, and just
I mean, I just YouTube search World Cyber Games 2005 and then just start throwing out Day 9 or 2.
Yeah.
In Control might have
I forget
been
where I
there.
saw it from. I think it was on a Reddit post not a few months ago, but quite a few months ago. And I happened to catch it.
I stumbled upon it on YouTube. I don't think I found it from an external forum. I don't really. The only time I pop on Team Liquid is when I see one of those ridiculous posts that are like, this is how I got to Grandmaster doing nothing but 6 pooling, and somebody did that. And that's like...
Or a new Tempo song drops. Shh.
Don't let Dustin Browder know. So, but anyway, Tempo, I'm so thankful for this interview with you. It's really meant a lot to me.
Problem.
I look choppy on my little square there. Maybe there won't be video of me, but you've been absolutely smooth on my end, so hopefully
that's what I like to do.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for your time, and where can all your fans find you on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch?
Yeah, no problem, man, no problem. You can check out my Facebook at facebook.com/tempo_SC. You can check out my Twitter at twitter.com/tempo_SC. And you can check out my YouTube at TempOStarcraft with no 0, so it's just straight out youtube.com/TempOStarcraft, or just type in Tempo with the 0 in the YouTube search, and I should pop up, hopefully, so. And also, I'm starting to stream as well, so Twitch TV, Tempo_SC, and that Tempo's with a 0, so hope I didn't confuse too many of you. I'm trying to, like, streamline it and make everything kind of the same throughout, but YouTube doesn't let me change.
Lot of zeros, not too much. Lot of zeros, kind of confusing. If you guys really need help,
Google Tempo, and then whatever medium you want to find me on, and I appear on it.
You can rewind this video like 10 seconds, or you can YouTube it, find the YouTube, and you can platform, or you can go on Team Liquid because Tempo is listed and registered on Team Liquid as a stream there. I saw your stream on the Team Liquid app the other day. Yeah. But anyway, this was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, then. Take it easy.
So, there you have it. My exclusive interview with TempOStarcraft. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all liked the general idea of the video. If there's something you didn't like, obviously the production quality, my webcam's absolute garbage. Microphone, not bad because it's not a headset, but obviously my webcam was complete garbage for that interview, and that will never happen again. There's a new webcam. I didn't want to have to take another 40 minutes of Tempo's time to record a new segment of video, especially when I felt that we hit the nail so hard on the head with that first video, just stream of consciousness almost, the same way that I'm doing this conclusion right now. But I hope you liked it. Please leave me some constructive criticism if you have any, or other feedback, what you liked, what you didn't like. You can find me on Twitter at MackXten, MackXten. So let me know, and I hope to see you on Battle.net.